doesn't sound like that would be the bloodline and the lineage of Jesus. Spirit or not, corporeal or incorporeal, doesn't sound like that would be a derivative starting point of Jesus. Jesus, and Christians, I tell you, please, I beg that, please just take a look at what I'm saying. Take a look at what you're teaching people to believe, to understand, to say that this is the word of their life. And especially you black preachers, come on, my brothers and sisters, stop teaching this nonsense to our people, because you are okaying all the wrongs that have been done to us and them before us and will be coming after us, according to this book. In Mark 14:36, Jesus, okay, everybody has you're a Christian, you pretty much have the understanding, the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Jesus died on the cross, and he was a savior for all sins and yada yada, que sera. However, did anybody ever wonder whether or not he willingly did it or was forced to do it? Again, this is political here. I understand what the reality of the book means, but right now we're keeping it in this context. At Mark 14:36, Jesus, again saying in red, and he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee. Take away this cup from me. Nevertheless, not that I will, but that thou wilt. I'm going to read that again. Abba, Father, all things are possible unto thee. Take away this cup from me. Nevertheless, not that I will, but what thou wilt. Jesus right here is saying, I don't want to do this anymore. Why can you pass the buck to somebody else? I'm not even doing it because I want to. This is the way I get this passage. I'm not even doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because you want me to, and you give me the will to do it. And if you're telling me it's for a purpose, and I'm going to go on with that because I'm Jesus. I'm yours. But the man questioned. And Christians, all I asked you is that if the man had to question, did he not have a heart? And did he not fear death? And further, Mark 15:34 and also Matthew 27:46. I'll pick the Matthew 27:46 because they're saying the same thing. However, I've been giving Mark a lot of love right now, so I'm gonna go back to Matthew. Not much love given to Matthew. 27:46, the infamous line of the Bible. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is, in some translations of the Bible, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Forsaken means to abandon, to give up on, to leave, to turn thy back on. Why have you abandoned me? Now, again, Jesus spoke Aramaic. He was an Aramaean. He was not Greek. The man that became the moniker Jesus was not Greek. He was not Latin, although much of this book was written in the Roman Empire. Now, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, why have thou forsaken me? You have to understand again, Jesus was a Jew. Revelations 2:9, all throughout the book, they call him rabbi, master, whatever you want to call it. He told the Jews in 1034, did I not say in your Torah that you are gods, or your law, if you want to read it a different way, you are gods. So that means that if he's a Jew, his savior is Elijah, Eliah, or some say Elias. The significance of that is on the next line at 47, it says, some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, this man calleth for Elijah. When they said Eli, Eli, the ones that were crucifying him, the Romans, thought that he was calling for Elijah. That means he spoke it in Aramaic and they didn't understand what the word he was saying. So when he said Eli, Eli, or in Mark it says Eloi, Eloi, they thought he was calling for Elijah. So that means that he was a Jew, and B, he was looking for his savior. That's what they thought, because they didn't believe that he was the savior. The importance of that is that one more time, this book is not a Christian book. And even deeper, this book was never meant for blacks, even though its roots stem directly from Kemet or Tamari, which was called by the priest of Egypt at the time, even though the origins stem from that society of blacks. The hatreds of blacks was so great that this Holy Bible was created, and its purpose is at Revelations 20:12. We are all looking for the world to end at 2012. It's not talking about the end of the world. It's talking about the end of a people. Because as long as you teach this book, death and hell shall deliver death from upon itself. You will keep teaching the death of this book, the ignorance of this book. Therefore, you teach the death of yourself, because you will continue to say, what does it say? You will judge according to your works and what was in their books. So that means you are continually looking for God to do for you. And as long as you continue to look for God to do for you, you don't realize, as it says in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16, do you not know that you are the temple of God and the Spirit of the Lord dwelleth in you? You will not realize that. You will keep looking for a being that's supposed to come and get you out of this crap you in. Because I tell you, like I said, in Message to My People, if your God was that great, why didn't he stop this transatlantic slave trade? And if there is a group of people in this world that went through anything, it was the Africans and natives during the transatlantic slave trade. There has never been another event like it, and it never will, I do not think. So that's where I'll conclude Decoding the Ghost Spells 202. And for further reference, do your research on Ham, Shem, Japheth. Do your research. You'll realize, do your search on Adam, in Hebrew, Adam, which means man, mankind, but it also means reddened. The original man, which all men and women came from, was Adam, which means reddened. The red tint skin, which stands for the Egyptians. But it also just simply represents the Nile Valley civilization, because one of the children of Ham was Cush. And Cush can be translated as dark. And we all know where Cush resides, and that's in Ethiopia. Whatever salute you want. Shalom, knowledge is peace, stay hotep, the educator.